Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another daily crypto update. Today I'm going to talk about the recent bullish breakout that we saw across the board for cryptocurrencies. It's really been a pretty huge move, and I just wanted to kind of update you on what to expect now that we have seen that breakout and kind of where we're going to go from here, right? So I'm going to cover the technical analysis for the top 5 cryptos here, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin in this video, and going to give you my thoughts, of course, on this move. So if you are interested in trading cryptocurrencies, make sure to check out Binance. It's the best exchange out there. That's what I use personally to trade, and I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you want to learn how to do technical analysis, I have made a course for that where I compiled my years of experience, and it teaches you pretty much everything you need to know about technical analysis. So if you want to get this for under $100, you can with the discount code TRT99. Link to that as well in the description of this video. So first off, let's talk about which cryptos saw some pretty interesting moves. And really, if you look across the board here, we're pretty much green all the way through. Even the altcoins got a nice jump. Now, what can be maybe surprising to some is Bitcoin actually saw a really nice parabolic move here. If we see on the chart, it's not often that you're going to see Bitcoin get a parabolic move like this. And you know, it is the biggest cryptocurrency, so it makes it harder for it to see this type of increase. But it was one of the biggest moves in cryptocurrencies this week. So Bitcoin very strong. It seems like the big money and funds are pouring into Bitcoin. Also kind of that safety aspect of Bitcoin where maybe some other altcoins lost some trust during the previous downtrend last year, and that's why I think some of the big name cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin, of course, the king of cryptos, is really getting the trust that it deserves. And I think that that's going to continue this way, right? What I like about this move this time around, and now that we're really in a bullish crypto market, is that it's built less on hype and more about the fact that cryptos like Bitcoin can be a very good store of value, and also the practicality of cryptos, right? So we're seeing a move more based on the use of it and the potential future of cryptos instead of just hype, right? And that's why I think that this move is going to be much more sturdy, as well as it's going to make it much more unlikely for us to see another downshift on the scale that we saw last time, at least for now, right? For example, we do have a little bit of an open gap. We never actually came back and tested the 4,200 area, but I'd say that it's very unlikely that we test that area again, right? And even on this move over here, right, where we tested $3,000, we never actually came back and tested the $3,000 mark. I don't think that we're going to see Bitcoin at $3,000 probably ever again. So that's something to think about. And although it's always healthy to get a pullback where we test our breakout levels, it's not always a necessity, especially on a parabolic move like this with Bitcoin. I really don't see us going back to those levels. So that just shows you kind of where we're heading, and I'm going to talk about that in more detail. Now, Bitcoin is a little bit harder to judge compared to some of the other cryptos out there, just because of how parabolic this move is, and it's not really stopping, right? We've seen no real signs of weakness. Now, what I do want to caution is that while it's great that we saw a huge move in cryptos, and I expect this move to continue quite a bit further, we have to realize that unfortunately, we're going to get a pullback on moves like this, right? It's only healthy and normal for us to get a pullback, and with the size of the move, which was about 30 to 40% for a lot of cryptos out there, if we look at just Bitcoin specifically, over the past week, it's been a 35% move, right? So that is very significant, and when you get those type of moves, you will get a pullback, right? Undoubtedly. Now, I like to look at these pullbacks less in a way of something that's a negative, but more in a way that this is an opportunity, at least for me, right? This is my personal opinion, not financial advice, but an opportunity to accumulate cryptos on a pullback, right? Especially in a bullish market like that, we're going to be increasing pretty steadily, so it's a good opportunity to take advantage of a nice pullback, right? If that's what's going to happen, which I do think is quite likely. I think Bitcoin is going to hold up quite well, however, right? Like I said, I don't see us retesting this $4,200 area. We put in a lot of consolidation and a real nice base over here near $5,500 and the $6,000 area basically. So I'd say, if we're going to get a very big pullback, which is pretty unlikely, it would probably be around 6,500. But on this current move, right, I see us staying pretty steady above 7,000, 7,500, right? So not that worried about a major Bitcoin pullback specifically. Now, if we look over to, and we've actually seen it in the past on this move, right, we didn't actually get a huge pullback. We just consolidated pretty high, right, around that $5,000 mark before continuing our move higher. So Bitcoin, really one of the healthier, stronger cryptos out there. Now going over to Ethereum, Ethereum has been, it was actually pretty slow. It wasn't seeing the same type of moves as Bitcoin at first, and it did end up getting its breakout, right? It actually broke out its 2 previous highs on the RSI, which is a really good sign. Also broke out of its channel here, which is really nice, and allowed it to really get that parabolic move as well. On a pullback for Ethereum, we'll be looking at probably anywhere from $200 to $220. If we have enough strength, I think a pullback to $220 will be enough to then consolidate and start moving higher towards $273. And I should mention as well, for Bitcoin, right, where do I see Bitcoin heading next? Like I said, probably going to get some type of pullback here in cryptos pretty soon. But with the strength that it's seen, I think that, $9,000, $10,000 Bitcoin is coming up very soon, right? Probably within the next month or two, we have a very high chance of seeing Bitcoin at $10,000. So that's going to be the real area, first area in this move to test the strength of this bull run. It's of course very likely that we will face strong resistance there, but I'm not worried about getting above $10,000, right? I think that we will get back above $10,000, and it won't even take that long. But first, we need to get that $10,000 test in. And even if we pull back, that's fine. Then we can start heading on higher and really start, making our way back to the previous highs, right? At this point, it only seems like just a matter of time. And like I said, these things can happen very quickly in the crypto space. Seeing Bitcoin above $10,000 in the next 6 months seems very likely, in my opinion. Now, taking a look at Ethereum, like I said, we probably will see $273 here very shortly, probably within the next month, month and a half, could even be well above that. So also looking very good here. Let's move on over to Litecoin next, and we're going to do Ripple and Bitcoin Cash as well. So Litecoin, it was also a bit slower like Ethereum, and it ended up getting its nice move higher. Now, it hasn't fully managed to get well above $100. So we have a little bit of a double top formation here, which could mean that we're going to see a flip back lower. And on a flip, I think we may just consolidate above $90. That would be the best case scenario, just a bit of consolidation above $90. We'll also want to see if we're able to stay above this uptrend line right over here, and also a more secondary uptrend line that I'm putting in right now, which is this one right here, right? So those are going to be some levels to pay attention to, see if Litecoin can bounce off if it pulls back, right, which is very likely here with this double top. And really, I'd say we'll be completely fine. We just don't want to see it move below $70, right? That's really what we want to see Litecoin stay above to remain in a nice, strong, bullish area. Now, moving over to Ripple. Ripple has had this very long consolidation, which is typical for Ripple, and it actually ends up seeing some pretty strong moves when it's able to exit really a big wall that it creates for itself. So here we really broke completely past that with great volume, and we're now above 40 cents, which is a very important level for Ripple. Now, I think we're seeing some upper wicks here on the candles. I think that we may see a flip back to 36 cents. I don't really see us going lower than that here on a pullback. So maybe expect a move back to 36 cents, but I think that Ripple will be above 50 cents in the next month. I think that Ripple is going to really get a nice bullish push here because it has been lacking that, and there's no real reason for it, right? That also got added to a Coinbase in New York specifically. It'll be interesting to see if it gets added on Coinbase around the US. That should also have a pretty significant impact as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin Cash here on the Coinbase chart. And Bitcoin Cash has seen a very correct move, I'll say, as far as the technical analysis is concerned, which I like. Meaning that, and by the way, this is one of my best cryptos for 2019. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. Basically, exactly what I predicted is happening right now for Bitcoin Cash. And we got that initial move up to $320. Then we got our pullback back to our breakout area, right, which was very good because that allowed us to then make that move higher. And as you can see, right, as soon as we reached the breakout area at 237, we started moving higher, and then we got our breakout, right, above $320. And now we're facing some resistance at $400. We have 3 candles now that attempted to move above $400, but we haven't managed to, break above that. So while it is possible that we would be able to get a breakout above $400 here, seeing that we got 3 candles and the wick on this recent candle has been lower than the last one, I think that we are going to get a pullback, right? And it would be, logical based on our previous move and based on technical analysis to get a pullback down to $320. If we do have a pretty significant amount of strength, which it does seem like we do, I would also expect a pullback down to only $350 instead of all the way down to $320, right? So also could get a smaller pullback down to $350 before getting our next move higher. If we're going to get the full pullback, that's going to be down to $323, right? But seeing the huge amount of buying volume and the steadiness of Bitcoin Cash, I think that we could potentially do with just a pullback to $350. With that being said, this completes my daily crypto update for this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe for more cryptocurrency content. Make sure to check out my latest videos on the best cryptos out there for 2019. I think you'll find them really helpful. And with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.